Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Underscore. I'm just going to do a little bit of analysis on this game between TSM and CLG. I'm pretty much just doing it because I enjoy it, and everything that I say is just my opinion. And the thing about opinions is they only matter if you think they do. It's just a little life lesson that everyone in the world should learn. Uh, but yeah, so let's get into this game. This game was all about CLG having a plan and sticking to it, and TSM having no plan and falling right into CLG's hands, basically. Their plan was to steal blue. They spent 6 awards doing it in the early game. And then after that, their plan was to take this top tower. And they did it really well. And TSM did probably exactly what CLG thought they would. They just kept trying to go up there and save that lane, but that lane was already dead. Like, they spent pretty much Odd One, X Special, and Chaos spent all their time up there just trying to stop the bleeding, and I think that was a big mistake. What they should have done, in my opinion, was go bottom lane first of all and just kill that tower, and then move to mid lane and relieve the top lane's pressure that way. Part of that is because Dyrus won his lane really hard, and I mean, see, Hotshot didn't have any runes. Yeah, he's in a losing matchup anyway. Elise is gonna crush Malphite in a even skilled matchup, and I think that honestly, I think Dyrus. It's hard to say that there's better players or worse players or anything like that, because Hotshot's goal here pretty much is to not die and just to hold that tower. That's just, I'm pretty sure that's what CLG wants. They don't really give a shit if he gets farmed. They don't. He needs level 6. That's about it. As long as he gets an ultimate and he can slow attack speed, his job is done. They do this a lot with Hotshot. They give him a character that it doesn't really matter if he wins lane or not, and they just do a lane swap, because it really does matter if Doublelift wins his lane, and they focus a lot on Doublelift. But yeah, that's my opinion on the early game. CLG just had a plan and they stuck to it, and TSM didn't have a plan and they just did whatever they kind of felt like at the point. So I just want to go to. I mean, there's a couple. I could go to a bunch of different examples of why I think that way, but I would rather just go to these mid-game sort of fights real quick. This fight in particular, I think Chaos made a big mistake. I think all of them made a big mistake. Like, they go in even though the dragon is already dead, and they're against this huge mid-game sort of team here. And they continue to try, like right here, just back off. Whoever called to keep attacking there, it might have been Chaos, it might have been like Doublelift is over on the side and we can take him out. I don't know, but it was not a good idea. They have too much CC and mid-game tankiness and just mid-game characters at this point, and it's pointless to go in there, especially since the dragon is dead. It's a really bad fight for TSM. Just, yeah. So that was 23. Let's go to 26. 26. Oh yeah, this fight. So TSM's goal right here should be to not lose towers and to farm. That's it. I mean, that should 100% be their goal. They shouldn't be trying to fight at this point, because they're just not going to win. They got single target, late game very farm heavy champions in Reginald and Chaos, and Dyrus, well, Elise in general she's okay in team fights, but it's not like a Malphite where you use your ultimate and then you slow attack speed, and if you hit like two or three people with that attack speed slow, they're kind of out of the fight for a couple seconds. He's more of like an execute. He's a damage champion. He's not really anything other than that. But CLG pushes this tower and they go in, and TSM pushes them off. There, you've done your job. That's it. Stop. For some reason they try and fight this and it goes really terribly, and they know that Hotshot has a teleport and he's bottom lane. It's just crazy to me that they go in on this, but they lose it really bad. And I also want to talk about Syndra in this team comp here. Syndra was so important. She's kind of like a Malzahar, where she uses her ult on one person and just kind of makes the game or the fight 4v5. And if you can block that ult, then she's not useless. She still does damage, but it's a huge chunk of CLG's team fight presence removed. So in the next fight, Reginald actually blocks that ultimate, and TSM turns up with a win of that fight. So that's just kind of proving my point how important Link's ultimate was to their mid game team comp. TSM tries to press mid. I don't know if they get the tower or not. It doesn't really matter. I want to talk about this fight in particular because Dyrus is down here at bottom, TSM is on mid lane, and CLG is going for Baron. This is kind of a solo queue mentality that TSM has in this fight, or in this time, whatever, right now. What I think they should have done is Dyrus should have just kept pushing. He probably could have gotten that tower, maybe this inhibitor, and the rest of TSM should have just went straight up mid, and then once CLG got Baron, they could have swung down here. They have pretty good disengage. They got an arcane shift, pretty tough to get him. Speed buff. Dyrus is, or Odd One probably just is gonna sacrifice himself, and Dyrus, you can probably get away. He's got the range stun for disengage, but that's what I think they should have done. They should not try and fight this team mid game. Late game, TSM is gonna win. A lot of people are thinking that like tankiness is winning games and stuff. No, it's just because you're picking late game champions and trying to beat tanky team comps early and mid. It's a difficult thing to think about, but I mean, Reginald and Chaos, they're gonna crush this team later. They're just gonna crush them if they farm up, but they decide to fight, and yeah, they basically lose their morale, and the game is over at that point. And they try and get rush a Baron after that, and they end up just forfeiting. But that's my opinion of the game. Is just TSM played right into CLG's hands. CLG had a plan. They stuck to it. They played it pretty well, and TSM didn't have a plan. They didn't. They were just kind of solo queue mentality. We got to fight them. We got to stop them from taking our objectives. Instead of pushing our own objectives or having our own plan, they just reacted. And I mean, that's almost a guaranteed loss unless you're significantly more skilled than the other team, which TSM is not. I think they're pretty even as players, and yeah. Anyway, I'm I'm hoping to do this for more games. I know I'm kind of terrible at it, but I just like doing it, and hopefully I get better. If you have feedback or comments or whatever, just leave them below the video. And yeah, thanks for watching.